Hi, I'm Karen.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
Hi, I'm Zena.
Hi, I'm Pranav, and our project is dedicated to raising awareness for the homeless people in the Wyndham area. There are thousands of Australians that are living without a home, and more specifically, there are hundreds alone in the Wyndham area. We are really passionate about this issue and that we believe everyone deserves a home. At the beginning of our year-long collaborative group project, we looked at problems that were global and local that we were passionate about as a group. And this led us to the generation of our 16 ideas.
Going from 16 to 3 ideas, as a group of 4 Year 9s, we looked at our list of 16 ideas and we thought about needs and wants as a strategy that we could use to break it down. Many of the problems that we had thought about were not needs but rather wants, and they were not as necessary to solve.
Then we ranked these three by which was hardest and less significant, and we brought it down to homelessness and Wyndham. Homelessness is a major issue in Wyndham, and hundreds of people have lost their jobs by fires, domestic violence, financial hardships, etc.
Then we made a list of possible solutions, and as a group we thought what had the most significant impact that we could make. Our original plan was creating care packages that we would give to people who lived in shelters and on the streets, setting up donations around Wyndham for people that are homeless, and volunteering at local shelters, and getting homelessness advocates to come in and raise awareness.
Our original aim was to create care packages and donations by the end of October. We used the WBS spreadsheet where each person was allocated a number of tasks that had to be finished by a certain due date. Due to the foreseen circumstances, we were not able to finish our tasks by the certain due date. One of these circumstances was the global pandemic, and we couldn't raise donations and make care packages because of it. We decided that instead of having solutions where we had to go outside, we decided that we should raise awareness staying indoors regarding homelessness.
After we brainstormed some new ideas, we finally decided that to raise awareness we would make a video that would detail the importance of homelessness and how people can help, and we would also display this video around the school on the TVs. We would also make a website using Wix.com that would raise awareness for homelessness, saying the same thing for people who didn't want to watch the video. We put this website on the brochures, but we could not distribute these due to the severity of coronavirus.
Personally, I found it harder to communicate over remote learning and Zoom, and that were one of the failures I faced when doing our project. If we were to communicate and collaborate at school, and that would have made the project go a lot smoother for me.
A challenge that I have faced personally is time management and keeping my day organized. This was a big setback for me because I couldn't allocate enough time to everything, and I'd spend too much time on one task and not enough on another.
Some struggles I faced were getting the work in on time and meeting all the time requirements for all our tasks.
I personally believe that one of the toughest challenges that I've had to face this year was the fact that I'm not very good at communicating and collaborating. This issue has been majorly affecting my education throughout this year, but I believe that I'm currently very close to the end of the year. I am much better than where I started compared to where I am now. I will definitely continue to get better at this part of my education, as it's a part of the 6 C's and certainly a very important skill to learn.
As a group, one of our biggest challenges was communicating. We didn't really communicate well at the start, and one person was powered up with all the work while the others were not very aware of it. Working collaboratively is a very important skill to develop, because the work would have been done much more effectively if everyone was contributing equal amounts to it.
As a group, the main hurdle we faced as we were doing our project was COVID. Our original plan was to donate and create care packages which would be given to the homeless in person, but obviously the coronavirus didn't allow us to do that. This was a huge setback for our project group, as this was what our project group mainly revolved around. Instead, we had decided as a group to make our main goal to spread awareness and inform and teach others on what homelessness truly is.
A challenge we faced as a group was that we had trouble dividing up all the work between the 4 of us, as one person always ended up doing the majority of the work while the others were unaware.
One of the major group challenges that we have had to face this year was the fact that we had no stakeholders throughout this entire project. Except for ourselves, that is. We emailed multiple different stakeholders at the beginning of this project, but we either got no response or they said no. This meant that we had to decide to do something that would not require assistance from stakeholders, hindering our ability to make as significant of an impact as we had wanted to and had originally planned for.
Instead, we had decided as a group to make our main goal to spread awareness and inform and teach others on what homelessness truly is. To overcome this personal hurdle, my group and I have decided to meet up on separate days over Zoom, where I can collaborate and communicate with my peers more easily, so if I run into a problem, I'll be able to tell them through the Zoom call.
With my personal challenges of time management, I worked on creating a timetable for my day where every task would be allocated a certain time to be finished by, and once the time was over, I would have to keep moving forward. I also kept screen time on my phone so I would avoid using it while working. As a group, we overcame the challenges of communication by creating group chats, talking to Ms. Mullinger, and creating a work timeline where each task was allocated a due date it must be completed by.
We overcame the issue of having no stakeholders by once again changing what we were doing to make sure that we did not require any assistance from an out-of-school stakeholder or stakeholders. This meant that whatever we were doing we had to do by ourselves. This made our project harder. I overcame my personal challenge of having trouble communicating and collaborating with my group by working in various different group tasks, and this collaborative project has also helped me improve by allowing me to practice my communication skills.
I think I have succeeded in getting the work done on time, which has helped our group. Our group has been able to communicate and collaborate over Zoom, but only slightly.
One of my biggest personal successes would be that I can manage my time much more effectively from when the year first started. I can give enough time to everything where I can balance my personal time and schoolwork at the same time. The workload at the start of project was a lot for me, but now I can cope up with it.
As I said before, one of the various different improvements that I've made across this year is the fact that I've thoroughly improved my communication and collaboration skills. This is one of the 6 C's, and I believe that it is there for a very good reason. Working collaboratively is one of the most important, if not the most important skill that you have to develop to work in a team. I have seen a significant improvement from where I was at the start of the year to where I am now in terms of my collaboration.
One of our biggest successes as a group was that we overcame one of our biggest challenges, which was working together and collaborating and communicating effectively. Throughout the start of the year and up to term 2, we did not know where our project was headed and what we were doing, but now we have an aim and we are much better at working together as a team.
One of our major successes is the fact that we have been able to change and adapt to so many different ideas, and one of the things that I'm really proud about is the fact that we did not argue and squabble over this group project, and most people had a very good attitude towards this project. Although I do admit I was quite apprehensive about it at the start of the year, considering the things that I heard from the former Year 9s, or prisoners as they like to call themselves. I believe our mindset towards this project highly increased towards the end, and it was quite an enjoyable process.
I think our project could have went a lot better if it weren't for the coronavirus, as it was a huge setback to our project.
I believe that this project turned out to be quite successful. Actually no, successful isn't the word. It turned out to be a really good learning experience about truly how important it is to work together as a team and make sure that everyone does their job. I truly believe that we've all learnt a lot from this unique Year 9 experience, and that we will take this lesson very far into our lives. Thank you for listening to our poll about our year-long project, the struggles that we have had, and the little that we have managed to accomplish. But most importantly, the significance about working together as a team to get a group project done.